This video is sponsored by Squarespace. Before I start this, I want some of you to understand that this isn't really a video essay. Consider it more of an appreciation video. If you want some analytical shit, go watch these guys, alright? Okay, the Lego Movie is a freaking masterpiece. When I think of movies that blew me away off of first viewing, I think of Mad Max Fury Road, American Beauty, and this bad boy. The Lego Movie is a film that doesn't let you breathe, doesn't let you take in its beauty, because that's not how the mind of a creative person works. It's constantly moving on to the next thing, whether that be a place, a character, a joke, an idea, you name it. Too many beautifully animated movies seem to slow down and be like, look at how beautiful this thing is that we created, instead of showing us all the potential that is within the monster of a world that they've made. These movies are all great, don't get me wrong, but it always leaves me wondering what else is in that made-up world. Think of how much they could have done with it. They make these giant, beautiful settings but never really do anything with it. The Lego Movie takes everything they've built, all the potential, and they use it. Small things like the small circular bricks coming out of the shower to signify water. The fact that even the smoke coming out of the train is made of bricks. The amount of creativity and work that is jammed into every single frame of this thing is mind-blowing, and it never seems to overstay its welcome. It's constantly moving on to the next thing, not dwelling on its past, but figuring out what else it can do the same way a child does with their imagination. Before this movie needed to accomplish anything, it needed to be fun, and my god did it do so. There is never a dull moment. Colors are being thrown at you left and right, the sound design is exciting, not generic, it all sounds like it belongs in this contained world. They absolutely nailed it with the casting in this thing. Not a single voice seems out of place. I don't see Emmett being played by anyone other than Chris Pratt at this point. Will Ferrell did a phenomenal job, even frickin' Morgan Freeman is in this thing, and it's hilarious. It doesn't feel like a bunch of celebrities getting the chance to work on an animated film for a paycheck. They genuinely seem like their voices belong in this story. The humor in this thing is so silly, it's always recognizing its scale, never trying to be anything that it's not. Take any joke in this thing, it's the most surface level shit, but it works so well because in a movie like this, it shouldn't be any more complicated than that. Too often it feels like movies try to appeal to all audiences by sticking in some subtle adult humor into their films. It works sometimes, but it always seems to create this barrier between the adult and the child, and it just makes things kinda weird. The Lego Movie goes, hey, look at this dude trying to do jumping jacks. It looks kinda silly, right? Nobody is too good for the humor in this movie the same way nobody isn't good enough. It proves that you don't have to be so weird and complicated with your jokes for them to be smart and enjoyable for everyone. Although it does have a message behind it that can be taken seriously and have a genuine impact on its viewer, the film doesn't take itself too seriously. I love Pixar, but it feels good to have an animated movie that's so ridiculous and far from dramatic, while at the same time inspiring the viewer. I mean, even the theme song from this movie is called Everything is Awesome. It doesn't get much goofier than that. Everything is awesome. The Lego Movie is a movie about a brand, yes, but it doesn't give you that feeling that it's trying to sell you Legos. Even movies that aren't about brands seem like they're just out here trying to sell toys and whatnot so they can make more money. This movie genuinely feels like it is coming from the heart. This movie is, if anything, promoting creativity more than it promotes its products. It tells the viewer that no matter their age, that they're their own person and therefore they are creative. Everyone is special, it's how you use it that truly shows the world that side of you. This movie is anything but lazy. It's recognizing its potential and the monster that it can be, and it becomes that monster all within the span of an hour and 41 minutes. What I think a lot of animated films forget about is a human element. Filmmakers get too carried away with these absurdly fun ideas that a wall begins to form around the film, separating its characters from the audience. With this movie, you feel like you are in this world, like you yourself could be controlling what is happening. This is something that's proven in the scene where we realize this is all being controlled by a real man. We can all recognize how great of a movie this is, but it feels like it gets forgotten a little bit too much when talking about some of the best animated movies to come out of the last decade. I blame a lot of this on the Oscars for not even giving it a nomination for Best Animated Feature, but we move on. The Lego Movie is the epitome of creativity. This isn't a movie about Legos, it's about the idea behind Lego as a company. The idea that with the right tools, with the basic fundamentals of life, you can literally do anything you put your mind to. When you put all of this together, I feel it's safe to say that the Lego Movie is without a doubt not only one of the best animated films of all time, but one of the best films of all time. Right next to You know what? I love the Lego Movie, but you know what I love more? Squarespace. Squarespace is a great platform that you can use if you need to make your own website, get your next idea started, all that good stuff. They have award-winning designer templates, so whatever you're making, oh, it's gonna look real good. Whether you need to make a blog, an online store, a portfolio, whatever you need, Squarespace has the tools to make it the best thing possible and make it such an easy process. It's simple, it's easy, it looks great and professional, and you know what? Oh my god, you know what? You can get 10% off of your first purchase if you use my code Karsten. That's squarespace.com/Karsten, and you get 10% off of your first purchase. There's really just no way you can pass up this offer. It's a great place, great deal. You gotta check it out. Thank you guys so much again for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.